Hello, my name is Matthew. I'm better known as Matt Command when I'm online. As you can see from the camera, I'm on a cruise ship in my cabin making this video. I am on a personal creativity cruise in where this is my third time, 3 years in a row, where I take a 7-day cruise, I brainstorm and create YouTube videos while I'm on board. And because of the timing and happenstance, one of the videos that I'm making is about creative fuel. Now, a lot of videos are going to talk about the wonderful technical features of creative fuel. And in this particular video, I'm going to talk of something a little bit more bigger picture. And as a more mature creator, I have a different way of thinking. I have a different perspective on things. Let me start off by saying that I know I'm not supposed to compare myself to other creators, but it's hard not to, right? So what I see from my point of view is a whole bunch of creators younger than me, Gen Zers and millennials, and they dominate YouTube from my perspective, and they're making a lot of noise, getting a lot of attention and so forth, whereas a guy like me who talk about boring topics or topics that are not extremely popular. And certainly the mindset that I have of how I go about YouTube is very different. But one of the things that I think is a universal truth on YouTube is that you have to work on packaging. And packaging comes with 2 or 3 components depending on who you ask. You have to have a good title and you have to have a good thumbnail. And insofar as relating it to Creative Fuel, it has done wonders in terms of training me and getting me to think very differently about titles and the possibilities and the different emotions that you can evoke, the different hooks and so forth. And the reason why it's so important to me is because I think that Gen Xers, more specifically creators who are 50 and older, I think there are challenges that we have versus our younger counterparts take for granted. And I think that creativity becomes more difficult. I think there's a reason why high tech skews younger, because I used to be in the IT industry, but I got out of it and I did it intentionally before I was 40, because I just felt that no matter how sharp you are when you're younger, you kind of lose some of that. I think that it's inevitable that as you are a younger person and you become older, the way you think, the way your brain works is different. And I think one of those have to do with the creativity department. People of my generation are very smart, they're managers, they're professionals, they're practitioners, but they're also teachers and mentors. But I do think that people in their 50s, they're just not going to be quite as creative, not quite as sharp, maybe not quite as cutting edge. And so finding a tool that will help you, an AI tool, will go a long way. However, having dealt with a lot of my counterparts, they are very resistant to technology. A lot of people know about YouTube, they know about AI, and so forth. But the vast majority of the people I have run into, they're just resistant. They do the bare minimum. And for my part, it's my opinion that if you're a Gen X creator, meaning you're 50 years and older, in order for you to keep up and stay relevant, it was extremely helpful to have AI in your corner. But are you going to be the guy to type out all these long prompts and have these long sessions with ChatGPT, Gemini, and all the different AI options out there? For me, I have to pick and choose my battles. There's just no way I feel I could ever compete with anyone trying to prompt the AI for the results I want. And this is why I'm so passionate about Creative Fuel. And I actually hope that any competitors of Creative Fuel have adopt their philosophy, because it is a tremendous learning tool. I understand that for marketing purposes, you have to put certain things in the sales pieces and marketing pieces. But honestly, I'm way past that, simply because I look at it as a tool to help compensate for weaknesses I have with my younger counterparts. It's also to offset certain realities as you get older. I think it's important to have tools that enhance and expand your creativity. And for my part, if I run into any other YouTube creator that's a member of Gen X, I would absolutely encourage them to try out Creative Fuel. both as a product, but also as a template of what's possible, of how people of our generation can tap into AI using their particular interface, the options they allow versus competing products. They generate a whole bunch of titles, but you don't really understand where the title ideas come from. In Creative Fuel, you understand where the results come from because you're making choices. You get to experiment. And I like that very much. I will have an affiliate link in the description area below to see what I'm talking about. Give it a shot.